Just in, Fubara moves out of government house as Tinubu's administrator takes over Rivers. Welcome to Synok Media. If you are joining us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share our videos. Also, put on your notification button to get our updates as we drop them. Suspended Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has vacated the government house in Port Harcourt following President Bola Tinubu's declaration of emergency rule in the state. Fubara moved out on Wednesday morning, making way for the newly appointed sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, who is preparing to assume office. At the government house on Wednesday, security presence is noticeable, with at least 3 armored personnel carriers stationed at the main entrance. A security official, speaking on condition of anonymity, confirmed that a change of guard are taking place with the previous security personnel replaced by new operatives. The governor left Government House this morning, and the new administrator is yet to resume. We are expecting him any moment from now. The security details in Government House have been reshuffled. I can tell you that everywhere is calm and nothing is happening as we speak now, the source said. Governor Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly were suspended for 6 months under the emergency rule announced by Tinubu on Tuesday. The president cited the growing political crisis in the state as the reason for his decision. As part of the new arrangement, Vice Admiral Ibas will oversee the administration of Rivers State during this period. Well, it is obvious that Government House is not a permanent residence for anybody. So, Fubara knew, with the pronouncement made by the President and Commander-in-Chief, he had to leave for the new administrator of Rivers State to come in. There were earlier social media reports that suggested that he was even detained, but I don't think there was the need for that. That may not be the true account, since the president did not announce that anybody would be detained on account of the declaration. So Fubara has moved out, and Vice Admiral Ibas has come in, and at least he is going to be the new landlord for the next 6 months, pending what would happen before, during, and after that 6 months. But what are the lessons to learn from this situation? One, power is transient. We must be mindful of that at all times. We are only privileged by God to occupy any position we find ourselves, whether political or secular or even religious. Any position we find ourselves is a privilege, and as such, we must be mindful of our activities. There is the Bible passage in Proverbs that talks about the people rejoicing when the righteous are in authority. The aim of governance is to make, laws that will uplift the living standard of the people, and not for personal aggrandizement. Fubara, as we were told, was recruited from the mainstream civil service and made accountant general, and then Wike made him the governor, no doubt. But it did not take long before Fubara and Wike became sworn enemies. Whatever could have caused that rift, only God knows, since nobody is telling us what exactly has happened. But in politics, we must understand that loyalty and self-interest is paramount. Loyalty and self-interest. And Fubara has been faulted on that ground. But then there are still the school of thought that believes Fubara needed to break off the chain of godfatherism. That was why he, went a separate way from his godfather. And that was the same thing former Governor Nyesom Wike did to Rotimi Amechi. Well, what happened to Fubara now did not happen to Wike from those who helped him get there. So that lesson has to be taken, that should he have the opportunity to be reinstated, as the governor again, maybe he should be more mindful, of, how to play his cards. At the end of the day, like I mentioned earlier, politics, they say, is about interest and, loyalty. What do you think about this?